Hello everyone, I'm Cristian Neculescu. You know me for a lot of automation with UiPath. Today we'll talk about how to create a purchase invoice order inside of SAP. Yeah, so I did a lot of stuff with SAP. I work with SAP BAPI, and I will show you how to create a purchase order. And we'll create a purchase order using the connection from integration service. So inside of Orchestrator, you have the integration service. On the integration service, you have now connections for so if I write SAP, you can see that I have connection for BAPI. And this connection for BAPI allow me to work with execute BAPI activity. To be able to configure the connection, you have the IP of your instance, the user, the password, and so on. I already have the connections configured. And I will show you a workflow where I will create an a purchase order in SAP, and I can create also a purchase order with multiple items. So, to be able to create the purchase order, I will use API PO create, yeah? BAPI PO create. And when I select this activity, you will see that the system will provide me these parameters. The mandatory parameters are this one: PO items and PO items schedule. Now, to be able to put these values here, I work some. I have to extract this data from SAP. So let's understand. I will run it one time, and then I will understand how I'll get this data and how I'll make debugging on this one. So in my case, you can see that I already complete stuff here, and I will explain. I will explain all the stuff that I completed. And I will explain you what are the steps. So let's run it. These are the POs that I have on SAP, and if I run this one, normally he has to add another PO with 2 items. And let's understand how I arrived to that. And you see here, I have a log. So after I run this command, I have a log where I display this stuff. So the BAPI has a return, and he's returning tables, exports, and imports. Imports, it's the enter stuff. The result is on export variable and on tables. In this case of this BAPI, we have BAPI tables return. On the return, I will go to the first stuff and I will display message, code, and type. You will work with ChatGPT and you can see there the different types, the different codes, and so on. In my case, you can see here that the system was able to tell me that I have a PO created and the code and the type was success, yeah, because if you have S for success, error, and so on. So like I said, you can connect, you can talk with ChatGPT, and you are able to get all this information. So the system tell me that I have a new invoice, have a new PO order, and you can see the new PO order created. I go to this one, and I have the TG 11, TG 12, yeah, order quantity, net price, and all this stuff, yeah. So let's understand. So you see that the system was working and was able to create this stuff. Let's understand what I configured in UiPath. You can see here that I have just this BAPI command. So let's say that I don't have this vendor, yeah. So I will not put this vendor. So if I run the command without the vendor, the system will run the command, and you can see here that on this message, so on this message on the return, the system provide me what is wrong. you see I have an error. In the past, I have S from success on the type have I have X for success. I have different code, and here in the message I have exactly the error. So I need a supplier. I see here that I have a vendor. So I will go to ChatGPT and say, tell me, tell me how I get vendors number in SAP HANA desktop. Because I don't know the code in SAP, yeah. So general vendor master database, yeah. So to be able to do this, I will send this code to SAP. I'm not expert on SAP, like I said. So that's why I work with. Okay, I will put a table. This one, and I have to execute it with F8. Okay, and here I have my vendors. Yeah. So I get my vendors number from here. Yeah. So let's go and take a vendor number. Let's say we are on the New York. We are on the New York on the US instance of SAP. So I will use this one from New York. So I will go here, and instead of what I had in the past, I put this one. My bad, it was here. I have to put it as auto string, and let's run it now. You see, it doesn't exist because I was on this organization. So I have to find the vendors from this organization, yeah? So here on SAP, I need to search for a region. Uh, give me uh, uh, give me one moment and I will come back. Okay, I'm back and I will show you what I modify. So I put this vendor number. So when I search for vendors, I search on LFB, not FLA, and you can see here that I have to go on the code because uh, um, uh, I have here a purchase organization, and I put a purchase organization which is 7010, which is US in our case, and I have to select a vendor from US. So here, in my case, I select this vendor. Uh, let's see what it was. This one is 53. The vendor 53 that ends on 53, and we'll see that this one, this vendor, it was from US, from Cleveland, US, and so on. So it's on my system because if I put a vendor that it's from Europe or from Germany, because I have vendors that are part also of this one, for example. This one are part of the instance from for Germany. Uh, the SAP doesn't want to listen. Let's see. Ah, but he searched for the same one. I'm not so. Okay, so you need to provide vendors that are valid inside of the inside of the stuff. So that's the idea, to be able to provide this stuff. So to be able to provide the um, the mandatory stuff for your instance, not for the requirement. You just run step by step the system. You just run step by step the commands. You display this message, and inside of the message, inside of the code, you will know exactly what is missing. Okay, good. So these are with the simple variables that you have to provide. Let's see what we have inside of the PO and PO items and PO items schedule. So basically here you have a very nice interface. You have to provide him an object like this. To be able to provide him an object like this, you create an object like a JSON here. And you have IntelliSense for help, yeah? So for example, again, the system will communicate with you and he said, what is missing? You have to provide me this stuff, yeah? So here I provide the material that I have. I provide the plant. Remember that I put the plant on the other side. I think because I have the plant on the other part, I think it's working also without this plant. So we can modify this one and let's see if it's working. So the idea is that you have IntelliSense here, and it's very nice that you are able to know exactly what elements you want to put here. Yeah, you see, you have all the elements from the object. Okay, let's put this one. Let's modify this one with TG13. Let's say. So I create these two items, and on these two items, you see that I need also the quantity and the deliver date. And the quantity and the deliver date are on the schedule. Yeah, so you need to put the same object. He's creating another object, and let's put the quantity 20 and 40, and let's put the deliver date plus let's say add days. Let's say 5. 10. Okay. So let's run it this way and see if we have the mandatory information for my instance of SAP. You see, enter plant. So he wants the plant there. Okay. So because I don't have the plant there, he doesn't want to go further. So here, remember that I had a plant. So we'll go here and say plant. And the plant was 7010. Remember that was the stuff from US. Plant. Okay. So basically, let's run it now. Done. We create a PO where I have this number. Perfect. Good. Let's see it inside of SAP. I have this PO. Okay. Two items, 20 and 40 pieces. We have TG13, TG12, and everything was created. And the dates are 5 days from now and 10 days from now. So in this way, I'm able to create an PO from SAP with SAP BAPI inside of Studio Web with a connection from integration service in a very, very nice way and very simple to work. Let's see how I create an invoice dynamically from a JSON with multiple items. Because here I put data static. Let's go and see this one. So inside of Studio Web, I have another workflow with add multiple and this is ready for autopilot to have another use case with agentic and so on. Yeah. Let me show you what I have. So on the entrance here, on the arguments, I have this entering. I have a JSON with the data where I have a JSON where I say material, net price, and quantity. Okay, good. So I have to analyze this JSON, extract data from the JSON, and create data for the BAPI. And let's see how we provide this stuff. Let me remove this item and also this one. And let's understand. So I get the JSON on the entrance. I deserialize the JSON. Then I go in the property of the JSON and I make decision because the JSON is not always coming like that. It's coming, the system can modify the order of JSON, yeah? So if I find mate from material, I will say that this is material. I will put in the value material. And if I find a price, that's the value of the price, net price, and else I decide that that's the value of the quantity, yeah? So I do this stuff to identify the data in the JSON and identify stuff. Then after I set this property, after I identify the property for JSON, I will do a for each on a clear JSON, and I will build these collections. Remember that here on executing BAPI, we have here array of items, and array of items schedule. So here I have define all the planned vendors, groups, and so on. But this part will be dynamic. You see, this part it's an array. So to be able to build that array, I say like this: I create two collection. So I create here a collection, which is a list of PO item create, and I create another collection, which is a list of PO item, which is a list of PO item schedule. Okay. Now, to be able to add elements in that list, I'll do it like this. So I create the element and I say like new with in the same one. But here I have to put the values that I have from my original JSON. So I have the index of the item will be the index of the 4 multiplied with 10. Then you have the material, and I extract the material from the JSON. Then I have the plant that is planned here, and the net price I make a round to be able to not have a double price and so on. Yeah, because the price could come with digits and so on. And on the other one, I create here not on the quantity. My bad. Here I have the item, the quantity, extract the quantity, and data time now. Data time now, let's say add days. Okay, so we'll have later dates based on the index. Okay. So in this way, I create dynamically. I create dynamically the arrays with items, and then I just address the items here. So if I run this one, the system will take my this JSON for test. So I have this JSON for test. He will extract this JSON for test. He will create the data for SAP. He will format the data for SAP, and then he will write the BAPI for SAP. Let's run this one and see. Let's put here 8, 9, 10 as a quantity, and hit save. Standard PO created with this number. Okay, we go. Is the last PO. Here is the PO. And we have TG11, TG12, TG13 with 10, 20, 30. Remember that I put in with quantity 9, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So he was able to create a purchase order with multiple items from a JSON that is coming outside of the system. Yeah. So in this way, you are able to format your data to your inputs to be very easy to use inside of this one. So it's very easy from my point of view to create the PO with these attributes in the way how you're using here inside of the Studio Web, comparing to the old Studio where you have to do all the Excel stuff and so on. Okay. As usual, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Tell me what else you want to see on my videos. And let's talk to see what will be the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye bye.